So, this is my discussion, a fundamentals applied linguistic discussion. So, we're starting with phonology. It basically focuses on the sound, and even when small sounds are changed in a word. Basically, like children are from kinder, they have a way of showing how they can express their sound. If the students can hear and produce sound clearly, it supports their reading and speaking skills. Like for example, how bat and pat sound similar, but they mean different things. As for morphology, this when I was going through the reading, it's based on prefix and suffix in the root words. This especially helps for academic vocabulary and reading comprehension. For example, I've seen this a bunch of times in kinder with aftercare kinder that they have words of like they have to put the like for example redo or rewrite. They have to put the prefix, and I have to teach them, you know, that this word and this word match together. So it's basically it is helpful for their academic reading and comprehension. uh, for syntax, this is mostly more into the order in the sentence that's in. Um, Teaching this, it's also more about how to express their thoughts and how they're speaking and writing. I've seen a bunch of teachers and I've seen kids read in front of them, and they have been clearly been really expressful when it comes to their reading and their knowledge. Semantics, this also focuses on meaning. Some words have multiple uh, definition. It is important for the reading comprehension. Um, when students interacts with figurative language, those are very in reading classes. It's it is also helpful as they're understanding unfamiliar expressions. For example, the word bank. Bank is it's a place where people store money or their financial needs, financial stuffs, or it could be the side of a river. So it has different meanings. Students have there's some words that have different meanings, different ways of how to express it. Um, I've seen this in aftercare. Pragmatic. This word, this when I was doing the reading, it kind of reminded me of my fourth and fifth graders in aftercare. Um, they the way they talk to their friends and their classmates, how they speak to teachers, it helps them create a good communicative, respectively, language understanding. And how it's used in their social environment in the day by day. It is very it's very impressive how they can very be expressive. Um, it's just an example. Asking a teacher for help sounds different than talking to a friend or reason. So, for example, if I'm talking to a teacher, uh, my conversation or the way I'm phrasing wording is different from me talking to a classmate. You know, it's different conversation. It's showing how two people are respectful to each other. Show the kids how to know which is the best way to keep boundaries in. Um, so yeah, these are my key points in my summary of the main points. Um, so for the mini extensional activity, I decided to do this more in a um more in a hands-on activity. in a way students can have more hands-on on their lessons. For example, phonology, I decided to do sound detectives object. Um, this basically is recognizing how to change their sounds when they're listening or they write pair of sounding words. They say, for example, kindergarten can say the word dog, and then they can say the word bog, but then it's basically have students write the word in a card and show it up, so it shows that they're saying the word out loud and they're putting the card up. um this more into the way students can have a fun engaging game in the class and how to be more active in pronunciation and be awareness on how they're saying their words. For the morphology activity and this mini instruction activity based on, I decided to go to word, word builder station. um, my objective is to teach how words are formed under using prefix suffixes. So basically I'm performing the students have like different words like the word play, help, and you see the word re as I was saying, and help them to explain the meaning behind the changes in the prefix. Um, Having the students build these words in a card or in a piece of paper or getting them more engaged writing these words in the board, it provides them a better way to build their vocabulary, have a more to decode words, and to be familiarized with everything. That is my strategic here. Um, Part two of this for the activity for syntax, sentence scramble. When I was basically in middle school, I used to do a lot of word puzzle, and I found that being having these kids do a word puzzle or scramble the word, it gets them more engaged and be more talking to the students, be more, being build more small groups, get them more interactive. Um, for the semantic activity meaning match, for this one, I kind of wanted to dive into matching because when I was in elementary, I used to match a lot of words, and I've noticed that a lot of students get a better understanding on how they build their vocabulary and their meaning behind how they can tell the definition on something. Um, for the activity, I would say um, having the kids present a story or a scenario that's small, and for the class, give them more about, like, for example, high school or middle school, more of Romeo and Juliet. Um, I got this more engagement when I was in high school and all the way through middle school. Um, but yeah, these are my instruction activity based on what I built in. I've used this as my concept when I was still in middle school through elementary. Um, I've always been interested in building activities with students and getting them more engaged into the way they interact with students and having them open up discussions and build creativity and just knowing where their strengths are. Um, for pragmatic activity, what would I say? I just be like, what would you say? For the activity is basically getting them more to discuss and have a better discuss on a situation, get them to read a paragraph, and have them to understand what are they reading. Um, this this helps a lot of barriers where when we speak to children, it changes their perception and the audience, how other classmates hear it. I wanted to dive in more on this because I used to have a teacher in high school that used to do this a lot, where she would put us to do like uh to have more conversation with friends and asking for help, asking for how to get the students more to be more open up to the teacher, how to get them more into to act our role, to be more understanding. Um, so yeah. So this is my discussion for this is it. So I hope you like it. Thank you.